going, guys? Welcome back to Basketball Down Under. Today we are talking about the biggest ifs in sport. What if Giannis Antetokounmpo was 6'3"? What if Lance Armstrong never cheated? And what if the Seattle Seahawks ran the ball? In all seriousness, we're talking about mainly basketball today, as always, because it's basketball down under here. Not NFL down under, and certainly not cycling down under, so basketball it is. But if Seattle actually ran the ball, maybe they would have won. If Lance Armstrong didn't cheat, let's be honest, I don't know where he'd be right now. We might not even know about the guy. If is the most talked about word in sports history, and you might not even notice that. I guarantee if you go down to your local basketball court and ask a bloke, you reckon you could be in the NBA? If the guy's under 6'2" or so, I guarantee he would say, if I was 6'8" or above, I would be in the NBA. I am telling you, if is the biggest concept in sport. Hey, if I had 100k subs, my life would look a hell of a lot different, so please smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. So today, we're looking about the biggest ifs in the NBA. A big controversy came up about a year or two ago about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you might be wondering, what was that big controversy? Because he's a very modest guy. I haven't seen him do anything bad. It wasn't him starting anything, it was him receiving a hell of a lot of trash talk from a bunch of guys on social media. Giannis Antetokounmpo worked this hard just to be called run and dunk man by a bunch of kids on Twitter. You know, it's funny because I was just thinking about that circumstance a couple of days ago. The question came up, if Giannis Antetokounmpo was 6'3", would he be in the NBA? Now, there's actually two ways to think about this. Let's say Giannis Antetokounmpo had already made it into the NBA at 6'3". I think he would be very similar to Russell Westbrook. A very explosive point guard who can dunk out the building and outrun absolutely everyone. So if he was already in the NBA, I reckon he would still be a very good player similar to Russell Westbrook. But that's the big if. I don't know if Giannis Antetokounmpo was 6'3", if he would even be recognised to get into the NBA. Now I've just opened up a big can of worms and caused a lot of problems here. So in my personal opinion, if Giannis Antetokounmpo was 6'3", would he be in the NBA? That question is completely and utterly redundant. Let's face the facts here. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a 6'11" guy who can barely shoot the ball. He's getting better. That guy really knows how to work, but he really just runs, he takes people on and dunks and uses brute strength and athleticism. There's a hell of a lot of point guards in the world that don't know how to shoot the ball and are just explosive. So considering Giannis' skill set, if he was 6'3", I don't think he'd be in the NBA. I don't know if he'd get recognized because his skill set isn't as advanced as if he was 6'3" to as he is at 6'11". Him at 6'11" should not be getting any criticized. I'm 6'11". It's not that easy doing what he does.
No cap on that one.
Some of these guys in the NBA are absolute freaks, moving the way they do at the size that they are. So then we move on to another question. What if Lonzo Ball didn't have an arrogant father of LaVar Ball? That's a great question. Would he still have been in the starlight as he was from such a young age? The answer is definitely not, because at a young age, LaVar was already getting him all the media attention that he definitely wouldn't have had if LaVar wasn't so loudmouthed. Lonzo Ball was still a very high-ranked high school basketball player, and I'm sure would have made it to what he is now. LaVar really did a seriously good job advertising, because any publicity is good publicity. That's a really good fact for all you kids out there. Then a more serious question is, if Steph Curry was 6'8", how good would he be? We can already cross out the Giannis Antetokounmpo example because Steph Curry already got drafted at 6'3". If Steph Curry was 6'8" and could keep his skill set of dribbling and shooting, because he's the greatest shooter on the planet behind me, 100% likely be the greatest player of all time. Because you've never seen a guy 6'8" who can shoot the rock like him and can handle the ball like he can. But he's not 6'8", so that's why if questions are redundant, in my opinion, stop asking them. But I'm going to ask you a two-part question now. What if Michael Jordan played in today's NBA, and what if LeBron James played in Michael Jordan's NBA? The 90s, a very tough cultured NBA, compared to today's NBA, which is quite soft and a lot of foul calls. A lot of people say if
LeBron James was in the 90s playing in the NBA, he wouldn't have been able to handle the hand checking and everything like that.
I completely disagree. LeBron James is a big unit. He's one of the most built and athletic players in the NBA. I know that he would have been able to adjust and adapt to the culture of that NBA and still been a dominant player. Would he have been as good as he is in the NBA now? I don't know. Why these if questions are stupid? Because of that. You never know. Because it's just an if. But if Michael Jordan was in this year's NBA, I can tell you he'd still be killing it, because he was seriously tough, and bringing in this NBA, he'd just be a different breed of player. He may not be completely as dominant, because this year's NBA is a very three-point orientated league. He was a great three-point shooter, but not nearly as good as the players are now. But he would have had to find a way, and I know that he was such a hard worker that it would have been no problem improving his three-pointer to a seriously elite level. These if questions are not only associated to players, they're also associated to teams. What if Ray Allen missed that game-winning three-pointer in Game 6 of the NBA Finals? What would have LeBron James' career be like? What would the Miami Heat franchise be like? So many factors could be so completely different if Ray Allen missed that shot. But these if questions are really
irritating me.
all these loudmouth reporters like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, all the inside NBA guys, all of these guys are really big on their if questions, and they really need to stop. I know these guys are getting paid for all these controversial claims and talk about absolutely everything, but the if questions are just so irrelevant because there's absolutely no chance Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to shrink 8 inches from 6'11 to 6'3. It's never going to happen, so we need to stop talking about stuff like that. There definitely is one if I can confirm. If you subscribe, I guarantee your entertainment and life will be a hell of a lot better. So smash the sub button. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Share this with your friends because this really needs to go viral. People need to learn if questions are redundant. Anyways guys, I'll catch you later.